Hi guys, welcome back to GP Reactions. I hope you're good, I hope you're having a great day, and I hope you're enjoying the sunshine, but I hope that you're kind of doing it safely as it's pretty darned warm and it's going to get ridiculously warm by Monday as it's Sunday today. In Birmingham we're supposed to be having 32 degrees, which, you know, if you live abroad is nothing amazingly special, but you just know in Birmingham it's going to be very muggy, it's going to be stifling. We very rarely get over 30 degrees. Now Monday we're going to get even hotter, it's going to be 40 degrees. I have no idea how I'm going to cope with that. Then I think Tuesday is going to be something like 38 degrees. In the UK we're a little bit obsessed with weather, but I think at times like these it can catch a lot of people by surprise. And yeah, just a big thank you to everybody who's subscribed. I really do appreciate that. I had a massively, my back completely went on me at the beginning of June. I did a few reactions back then and I kind of stretched them out a little bit because I was just in so much pain. I was on painkillers as well, which was making me off my head, and then it took me a couple of weeks after that to kind of get off the painkillers, and then I had technical difficulties, so I've had to kind of like do a little bit of rebooting and get everything back to where it was. So hopefully these tracks won't be necessarily experimental as far as hearing what the sounds are. I think I've got the settings just about right, but please tell me if there's if it's too loud, too soft. I can always do like adjustments another time. Right, so this is a group that, according to everybody that I've spoken to, I've lived under a rock if I've never heard them. They're a group called the Pixies. I've heard the name, but I couldn't even begin to imagine. I don't know anything about what type of music they play. I haven't really looked too much there. I usually do a quick wiki thing, so I have a look, see who the band members are. But normally I don't like to see what kind of genre of music they play because I like that to be a surprise. So I've never heard of this band as far as I know, the Pixies, and this is a song called Velouria. It's taken off a 1990 album Bossa Nova. Now this track entered the UK Top 40 on the 28th of July 1990, and it peaked at number 28, and that's about as much as I know. I do know that the Pixies consist of Black Francis on vocals and guitar. You have Kim Deal on bass, guitar and vocals, David Lovering on drums and vocals, Joey Santiago on lead guitar. What a name, Joey Santiago. It could only be a guitarist with that name. Robert F. Bruner on the theremin. Now, I do know from, I was reading some stuff about the Beach Boys, so I do know that a theremin is an instrument that it requires a physical proximity, but not actually physically touching the instrument. So it's a fascinating idea. So I'm really excited to hear what it sounds like. I believe a theremin was used on Good Vibrations from the Beach Boys. That's literally all I know, and because I haven't heard Good Vibrations for, I don't know, I've never actually listened to it properly anyway, then I probably can't, I'm not imagining what a theremin actually sounds like in real time. So without further ado, this is the official video. I'm really hoping it doesn't get blocked. If it does, I'll come back and react to the audio version, but I'll give you a recap of what I saw in the video as to how that ties in. So without further ado, the Pixies with Velouria. Feels a bit grungy.
Hold my hand, we'll travel
If this is the official video, it's very strange. But also, I'm listening to the song, but I just think, God, how dangerous is that? They're running down of like big boulders that are just wobbling about under their feet. I really hope this is the official video, because if this was like a fan-made video or something, this would be extremely dangerous activity. I can feel my ankles going just watching it. I think it feels really interesting song, because it kind of feels like it's slightly indie, and I'm thinking things like maybe not, am I thinking in Spiral Carpets or something? But then I kind of get this Nirvana-esque grunginess in it. Maybe they. I mean, I don't really. I wasn't listening to a lot of music properly or vaguely at all. 89, 90, 91, 92. So when Nirvana kind of came out, that was the first time I'd sort of thought, wow, okay, there's a great group. And obviously there was groups like In Spiral Carpets, and around at the early 90s felt very indie, a little bit like different. And this kind of feels like an amalgamation of two. So maybe there's like a missing link in my musical world, my perspective, that this band is kind of there. I mean, this was what, like 1990, so I think we're into like the whole acid house stuff was still going on back then. But it is a really interesting video anyway. It's quite hypnotic to watch. Okay, so I said the Pixies with Velouria, and it wasn't until the very end actually that I really heard that theremin, the theremin instrument. And yeah, I can imagine now that where it was on the Beach Boys song as well. But that was actually a really interesting video. It was, I thought it was like a little bit sort of like weird at first because I thought it may have been like, I'm still not sure if this is the actual band that I've just seen run across these rocks, but the fact that it was all in slow motion made it really, really interesting. And it looks like it's sort of set in a, let me just take that back to, yeah, I mean, it looks like it's sort of set in a quarry sort of thing. So you've got like the trees at the top, like a slate mine or something, sandstone perhaps, I'm not entirely sure. But yeah, it was an interesting song. There was a couple of things actually in this song now I was kind of picking up, and I thought, that's a little bit weird. So I'm going to really just dive straight into the lyrics and see if I'm onto something with my train of thought, because I heard something about Shasta, something, and then I heard something about Lemuria. I'm going to read the lyrics anyway and see. I think this might be about something, but I'm going to see what the lyrics tell me. Hold my head, wheel trampoline, finally through the roof onto somewhere near and far in time. Velouria, her covering, travelling career. She can really move, oh, Velveteen. Not really sure what it's about. It just sounds like it's about somebody in motion, somebody moving to somewhere where they've never been. My Velouria, even I'll adore you, my Velouria, even I'll adore you, my Velouria. Say to me, where have you been? Finally through the roof. And how does Lemur skin reflect the sea? Ah, that's probably Lemur. We will wade in the shine of the ever. We will wade in the shine of the ever. We will wade in the tides of the summer. Every summer. Every my Velouria. Forever green, I know she's here in California. I can see the tears of Shasta sheen. So yeah, there's a couple of things there I think where like plays on words, especially the bit where how does Lemur skin reflect the sea. So one of the things I'm really into is watching documentaries about the paranormal, and there's a couple of things here that when I got to the end and I was like listening back, just reflecting back on previous lyric, I did hear that the word California and Shasta, and then I thought, I wonder if this is about somebody on Mount Shasta who's, and this is going to sound crazy, who's been, I don't know, use the word, abducted by a Lemurian. Now, from the stuff that I've watched, there's either a spiritual entities or very tall humanoid type people that come out of a mountain if you get too high. And obviously I'm looking at this picture, and you have the trees at the top, and they came from the top down, and it feels like, and they said if you get above a tree line, you will encounter these sort of paranormal entities and these spiritual guides called Lemurians, perhaps, who will invite you to join them, and if you do, you'll never be seen again. And so I think this is something to do with, it's going to sound crazy, I think it's something to do with alien abduction, because they say Lemurians, Atlanteans, they live in the Mount Shasta, and they come out and they don't necessarily abduct people, they invite people to join them. Some people say no, and they've run off, and that's been it. But they're very, very tall and ethereal race. So I may be thinking that this is a fanciful song about an alien or an extraterrestrial interdimensional abduction of somebody who's agreed to go with them to someplace far, far, near and far in time, as the first verse says. Finally, through the roof, that'd be the roof of the trees, beyond the trees, with the Lemurians, onto somewhere near and far in time. Really interesting song. I'm not really, like I say, I'm not really that. I haven't really listened to or delved into too much indie music, so I don't know whether there were like repeating themes that came up in type of music with different bands. And as I say, I remember, having listened to Nirvana, which suddenly kind of bang came out with like a big boom of this really interesting music, interesting lyrics. But I love this. It kind of feels very almost proggish to tell a story about somebody being abducted and taken into a mountain, which I believe is maybe what it's about. That's just my own interpretation on a few of the words dotted around in this song. And yeah, really, really, really good. I liked the vibe of it. It felt very kind of toned down, but I'm going to have a few listens to it. I just love the fact that I picked up the theremin at the end. It's got very kind of mellow lyrical style. Let's have a look. Is it Black Francis on vocals, or David Lovering, or Kim Deal? Not entirely sure, but yeah, very, very sort of mellow sound all the way through. Yeah, good song, guys. I'm not sure who suggested this, but thanks for that. And maybe I have to listen to more of this, because this was like an interesting one. So you let me know what you think about this song. Join me in the comments below. Look forward to hearing comments on music I've never heard before, to find out what else there is, and might take me to different avenues. And yeah, so till next time, take care of yourselves and have a great day.